Hey everyone, my name is Lee Moore. I'm a backyard cook here in Houston, Texas. I like to share my experiences on Instagram and Facebook at Worth the Weight BBQ. Weight as in the weight you gain eating the food. All right, and today I'm going to show you my favorite way to cook a steak. All right, we got a 3-pound tomahawk ribeye that we got from Smitty's Meat Market in Tomball, Texas. The tomahawk ribeye is the king of all ribeyes, and it is going to be delicious. We're going to do a dry brine on this thing, and what a dry brine is a heavy dose of diamond crystal kosher salt on all sides. It's a thick cut of meat, so don't be afraid to be too liberal on the salt. Next thing we're going to add is a secret ingredient, which is MSG. MSG is going to provide a umami flavor that just makes the savory beef pop. And I guarantee if you do a blind taste test with a steak with and without MSG, you're going to be reaching back to the MSG steak every single time. So just do a good coating of MSG on this ribeye. And now we're just going to leave it on this wire rack, put it in the fridge overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow. All right, we got this thing out of the fridge. It's been in the fridge for about 24 hours now. It's looking real nice. It's ready to go in the smoker. These Texas flies are wanting some steak too, but they got to bug off. All right, so the outside of this steak is pretty dry. The salt, you could tell, penetrated. There's nothing left on the surface, so it dries out the surface. So to get your seasoning to stick, I'm going to do a little binder. And you could use water, some apple cider vinegar, mustard. You don't really taste the binder, but today we're going to use some truff hot sauce, which is also going to go in our sear sauce, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I'm just going to give just a little lather on the outside to make it tacky. And the only thing we're going to put on this thing is pepper. It's already fully salted with the overnight dry brine. So we're going to keep it simple, Texas style, with salt, pepper, and smoke. What we're going to do is smoke this thing on my Heirlooms Pitts 375-gallon offset, which is a beast of a cooker. Shout out to Trey at Lindsay Welding Fabrication, who builds these heirloom pits. Highly recommend it. Great person, great pits. So we're just going to keep it simple with some pepper and see how the pepper's sticking with that binder. So now this thing is looking real nice. It's ready to go in the pit. We're gonna smoke this at 225 degrees till the internal temp gets to 120 degrees or so. Let it rest and then sear it to give it a nice crust, get that texture that we all like. So let's put this thing on the pit. All right, it's been right at 2 hours. Let's check on the internal temp on this thing. The fireboard says it's 120. Let's let this rest. All right, let's make a sear sauce. We're going to start off with some Duke's Mayo, add some truff hot sauce. Then we're going to add some garlic powder, a little bit of salt, and 16 mesh pepper. Then for some herbs and spices, we're going to add some Dano's original seasoning. I think it has a good flavor profile. And mix it up. Here, let's roast some garlic. we're just going to take 2 garlic cloves, cut the heads off, pour some olive oil, wrap it in foil, and throw it in a 400-degree oven for 40 minutes. Then take the super soft garlic, chop it up, add it to 2 sticks of butter, add some chimichurri seasoning to it, mix it up, and now you have a compound chimi butter. All right, we let this thing rest for about 20 minutes. The temperature climbed about 129 and then started falling back down. So now we're going to add our sear sauce that we made earlier. Do a light coat on all sides, and then it'll be ready to sear. And this might look weird, sound weird, but mayo is just basically eggs and oil mixed together. And then with the other seasonings we add here, it'll provide for a good crust. And you might be able to taste a little bit of the seasonings. That's what you want it to look like. Let's go sear this thing. I apologize for the darkness, but we're going to sear this thing over open coals. I just put a grill grate in the firebox of my heirloom pit that fits pretty good. And I got some ripping hot coals. Throw the tomahawk on top of the coals. Keep rotating it till you get the color that you want. It should take about 60 seconds each side. Keep flipping so you don't get too crispy. And here's the finished product. It sure does look good. All right. Let's see how we did. Pretty good. Let's taste it. The flavor came out really good. This Angus steak from Smitty's Meat Market is super tender, well marbled, salty, fatty, and delicious. Topped with this chimi butter, it is a perfect steak.